It's time now to check your money with America's money maven, Vicki Brackens. Vicki Brackens is the president of Bracken's Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and the registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. Good morning, Vicki, and happy Juneteenth Day, baby.
Well, George, good morning to you and happy Juneteenth morning to you and to the entire listening and viewing audience. It is Juneteenth.
It's Juneteenth, and certainly all kinds of festivities happening this weekend. And tomorrow, for the first time ever, Juneteenth is a federal holiday. Long been a state holiday in Texas, but a federal holiday now in America. And it's very interesting because many companies are now giving Juneteenth off as a holiday for their employees, but now it is a federal holiday. And it's a long time coming. As you know, being one of the organizing founders of the Syracuse Juneteenth celebration, it's very special to me. I could never imagine that something that, and I didn't know much about it, obviously, being in Syracuse, but we have a rich history, not as long as places like Buffalo and, of course, Texas, where this all happened. But it's interesting economically, Vicki, the impact that it is, the economic impact, potential economic impact, as now more companies look to capitalize and market. But that's caused some trouble for some, because Walmart, did you see that? Walmart came out with a Juneteenth ice cream, and people were pretty upset about it. And so they pulled it back because people complained, because there's this feeling like, how much do you do with it? There's a real debate, Vicki, economically, how much do you have the Juneteenth do you have the Juneteenth sale, right? And what does that really mean, right?
Right.
So you don't really. So how do you acknowledge what this really is celebrating, which is the complete end of slavery, a time of jubilee, because the last enslaved people in Texas were finally free 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. And so, what do you do with that? As a nation, and how do corporations walk that tightrope of commemorating and honoring, but also taking advantage of the commercial opportunity? Very sure. That's some of that stuff that's going on.
It's always been, and I don't have an answer, so let me start there.
Yeah.
And with this being the first year, I am sure that we're going to spend a lot of time in debate concerning how to manage that push-pull between commercialization and commemoration.
Yes, thank you. You did that so well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, George. I got one right.
You got it, Vicki. Thank you.
Okay, all right. But the key is, I think, first of all, we know that in this country, in the issues of capitalism, that we're always going to look for ways to capitalize and monetize anything that we can. I mean, that's just what this country and this economic system is about. But we will look to our ancestors, and we will also look to those individuals across the country who have, like yourself, who have worked very diligently over a number of years to keep this holiday or this celebration alive, and keep it within the framework and the context that's important as far as the commemoration itself. So, as they say, to be discussed more to come in the future, I'm sure. But I want to say this: the stock market is closed. And that's a big deal. Okay, it is a federal holiday. The stock market will be closed on Monday, tomorrow, because of the fact that Juneteenth falls on Sunday this year. And that's a start. That's a start around actually giving the weight and the respect that's
Oh.
required.
Yeah, and by the way, I did this earlier in the show, but happy Father's Day as well.
Oh, thank you, George. Yes, happy Father's Day as well. Okay, absolutely.
Right.
Oh boy,
I
you
don't want to
saved
leave
us
the
there.
dads out. Well, I don't want to leave dads out, and I mentioned it earlier, but I always want to connect with you on these notable events.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Last week we did a little bit of backing up into history, and we talked about I-bonds and the implementation and of I-bonds back in 1998.
You mean the conversation that we did for informational purposes only? That conversation?
That one for informational purposes only. Yes.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But I'm going back into a little bit of a history on a conversation that you and I had.
Okay.
And we had it in the second week of the beginning of this show.
Oh,
and
Lord.
That was called the pyramid of prosperity. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, can I just tell you? Go ahead, because I got something to say about that pyramid. Go ahead.
Okay, but anyway, I want to go back because right now we're living through what I would call a little bit of a economic strain.
Yeah.
And to frame that up, okay, to give everyone some context as far as how are you feeling and how are you experiencing this these economic challenges. Just wanted to remind you of that pyramid, which went through all of the stages that we traversed during the time period that we are building our own net worth. And they were at the bottom of the pyramid.
Let me see if I can remember.
Okay, go.
All right, poor.
Poor, that is right. Okay.
Yes.
And poor was defined as being without resources and without options.
Yes.
And it was important to remember that it is both the lack of resources and the lack of options. And I said back then, most of us are not poor. We are exceedingly broke. And that's the next level. That's the next level. Okay. We're broke being with limited or very, okay, where what we used to say is what the money or the muff, okay, outlasted the money.
Yes.
The two of them did not meet. That is broken.
Right.
And most of us have lived that area or that situation throughout our lives. And so we had poor, broken. What was next, George? You remember?
Well, I remembered broke, and that's where I was going to stop. But but I wanted to say something about that because I've heard a dear loved one saying, using the language referring to themselves being poor. And I was like, no, you're not. You might be broke, but stop affirming that because you're going to bring more of that to you. All right. I can't remember. Wait. There's a thriving and there's wealth. I know that's in there. There's two. I know wealthy is in there. Rich is in there too. But I don't know what the next one is.
Okay. The next one was stable.
Stable. Okay.
Poor, broke, and then stable.
Stable.
Stable is where everything is in equilibrium. I have just enough, okay, as far as my revenue and income in order to maintain my life. And from stable, we went from stable to prosperous.
Prosperous.
Okay, prosperous.
Not rich.
Being
prosperous. Okay.
Right. Prosperous being we have a little of an excess.
Yeah.
We're doing well. We're meeting all of our obligations. We're taking care of them. We're saving a little bit. We are prosperous. Okay. We probably got that first house right at that point in time.
And
the next one though,
wealthy.
Nope.
No, not yet. I missed one.
You missed one. The next one is rich.
Oh, I did say rich. Okay, so rich. Right.
Rich. Okay, so we go from poor, broke, stable, prosperous to rich.
Rich.
And rich is excess. Okay.
Yes.
We have excess on top of excess as far as our financial standing is concerned. But then we had a tricky one. We had one that was unexpected, and that was wealthy.
Yes.
And here is how we define wealthy, because wealthy can actually slide between stable and prosperous and rich. Wealthy is having the resources to live the life that we want, or having the ability with the resources that we have to live the life that we want. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to have excess on top of excess. It's more around the human capital and the human condition, living the life that you want to live within the resources that you have. That is wealthy. Yes.
How about this, Vicki? How about this? You're going to be surprised that I remembered this, but here we go. because so that last definition that you gave about wealthy connects to this that you taught us early on. What's important about money to me?
Oh, George, you just made me so happy. You are correct, because all of this was about how to connect the pieces. So if you now see how to connect the pieces, that wealthy definition is really about asking and answering the question, what's important about money to me? Once you have connected that, you can start working toward wealthy in a very, very different framework, in a very, very different mindset. So again, the pyramid is poor, without resources and without resources and without options. Broke means you're just without resources, but you have options. And most of us are not in the category of poor, particularly when you start looking at, when you get your education, you have options galore. You absolutely have options galore. Now you can be as broke as you want to be, looking for pennies in the cushion to put money into the tank. I did that one a lot of years.
Wait, and listen.
Okay. But we go from broke to stable, where everything is just meeting and prosperous. We have a little bit of excess, and rich means excess on top of excess. And wealthy, though, wealthy is having the ability to live the life that you want with the resources that you have. So I hope this refresher helps someone. It's
new to some people.
That's true. Okay. But I also wanted to be a refresher to those people who have been with us all of these years. Remind them that you should now take an assessment of, where am I on this pyramid, and what do I need to do next in order to move myself up to the process of wealthy?
And this is where talking to a professional to help you allocate for the stages that you want to be at, in concert with what's important about money to me, so that my money allows me to do what I wanted to do, go where I want to go, buy what I want to buy. And so then I have to put in place the mechanisms in order for that to happen. I'm saying that to myself, Vicki, but I'm just translating it to the viewers.
I'm not going to stop you for 1 minute, because you just described the process of financial planning.
Okay.
And so
in my own way, right?
In your own way. Okay. What the relationship is with a financial planner, and what the steps are within the process of financial planning. So at this point, George, I should say thank you first to you for the way that you wrapped that all up and brought all the pieces together. And to everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at area code 315-930-4499, or you can reach me at info@Brackens, that's BRACKENS, FSN.com. Like, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And of course, follow us on Facebook. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. Our plate is full.
All right. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. On this Juneteenth day, she is America's money maven.